Deep in ancient China, 2,000 years ago, there was a brilliant and cunning Chinese leader known for his military expertise. He had just returned from a grueling military campaign, and he and his exhausted soldiers arrived at a deserted area. The leader decided to take a much-needed break with his soldiers in an ancient fortress and ordered the rest of the army to march to another resting area. As he sat down to rest, he noticed the beauty of the ancient fortress that surrounded him. The moon was full, and its light illuminated the fortress walls, casting intricate patterns of shadows on the ground. The sounds of the crickets and the gentle breeze provided a sense of peace and tranquility. However, the leader's peaceful rest was short-lived, as he received word that one of his enemies had learned of his location and was marching towards them with an army of thousands. The leader had no choice but to prepare for the upcoming battle. In the middle of the night, one of his soldiers saw a massive army approaching their fortress. He quickly woke up the leader and told him about the enemy's approaching army, warning that they might arrive before dawn. The soldiers asked their leader,
"Sir, our numbers are few compared to theirs. What do you want us to do?"
The leader quickly realized that they were in a precarious situation. He knew that he could not fight the enemy with his small number of soldiers. He thought for a moment, and then ordered his soldiers to hide and take down the flags from the fortress walls. He then removed his armor and military clothes, put on a simple robe, and sat on the fortress walls playing a musical instrument called the mandolin. He gazed at the approaching enemy army as it drew nearer. As the enemy army approached the fortress, their leader saw a man sitting on the wall playing a musical instrument. He recognized him as the Chinese leader and ordered his army to stop. The enemy leader was confused by what he saw. He knew this man better than anyone else, as he was the most deceitful and cunning person he had ever met. So why was he sitting there alone and unconcerned, without any knights around him and not even carrying his sword? The enemy leader wondered if the information he received was incorrect, or if the Chinese leader was luring him into a deadly trap. He couldn't understand why the Chinese leader wasn't putting up a fight. He suspected a trick and ordered his army to retreat. The Chinese leader and his soldiers watched as the enemy army retreated, and the sound of their footsteps faded into the distance. The leader let out a deep sigh of relief and looked up at the sky, where the stars were twinkling above him. He knew that he had outsmarted his enemy with a clever ruse, and he was proud of his intelligence and cunning. The lesson from this story is that sometimes, the most intelligent and cunning way to achieve your goals and objectives requires less effort than you think. You should think creatively and find ways to achieve the same results and goals with minimal effort. Your intelligence can be your greatest weapon, and you should always use it wisely.